Welcome to Mind Mechanics Lab, where we decode the most fascinating stories from history, science, and the world around us. Today's discovery will change how you see things. Let's dive in. When you hear the name Leonardo da Vinci, what immediately springs to mind? For most, it's a vision of unparalleled brilliance, a mind that transcended the boundaries of art, science, and innovation. He's often lauded as the greatest genius in history. But here's the thing, is that even a fair question to ask? Is genius something we can objectively measure across centuries? And more importantly, what can we, as modern professionals and entrepreneurs, learn from the very attempt to answer such a profound historical query? Today, we're diving deep into the psychology behind historical evaluation and what the legacy of figures like Leonardo da Vinci, an Italian polymath who lived from 1452 to 1519, can teach us about cultivating a truly impactful mind. We're not just marveling at his accomplishments, but deconstructing the very mechanisms by which history anoints its greatest figures, and how that process itself holds invaluable lessons for business success and personal growth, because understanding how history judges genius helps us understand what truly drives lasting impact. It's about looking beyond the myth to the mechanics of influence and achievement. To even begin to tackle the question of greatest genius, we first need to understand how history operates. History, as an academic discipline, is the systematic study of the past, focusing primarily on the human past. It analyzes and interprets evidence to construct narratives about what happened and explain why it happened. So when we label Leonardo da Vinci as a greatest genius, we're engaging in a historical interpretation, a narrative constructed from available evidence. Leonardo da Vinci, born in 1452 and passing in 1519, is recognized as an Italian polymath. This term polymath is crucial. It describes someone whose expertise spans a significant number of different subject areas. History evaluates such individuals by looking at their contributions across these diverse fields, how they connect ideas, and the breadth of their inquiry. The purpose of history isn't just to catalog events, but to provide a comprehensive understanding of their causes, contexts, and consequences. For someone like Da Vinci, this means assessing not just what he did, but the underlying human motives driving his diverse pursuits and the conditions that allowed such a mind to flourish, making his story relevant even today. At the heart of any discussion around greatest genius, especially concerning someone like Leonardo da Vinci, lies the concept of the polymath. What exactly is the core idea behind this kind of mind, and why is it so revered in history? A polymath doesn't just dabble in multiple areas, they demonstrate profound understanding and contribution across them. This isn't about being a jack of all trades, master of none. It's about mastering many trades, and often finding connections between seemingly disparate fields. The psychological mechanism at play here is a relentless curiosity, combined with a systematic approach to inquiry. History itself, as a field, strives to integrate the perspectives of several sources to develop a coherent narrative. A polymath applies this same integrative thinking to knowledge itself. They don't see boundaries between disciplines like art, science, or engineering. Instead, they see a unified field of inquiry, where insights from one area can profoundly inform another. This cross-pollination of ideas is what fuels true innovation, allowing individuals to identify novel solutions and create entirely new paradigms, much like how history reinterprets known sources. So how does history gather the evidence to validate someone as a greatest genius or a significant polymath? Historians rely on primary and secondary sources to reconstruct past events and validate interpretations. In the case of figures like Leonardo da Vinci, the evidence would refer to the body of work, records, and accounts from his time, which historians then rigorously evaluate. Source criticism is used to assess the authenticity, content, and reliability of these materials. For a polymath, this means scrutinizing their contributions across every purported field, not just taking claims at face value. The history definition mentions that narratives presented in texts can change as historians discover new evidence or reinterpret already known sources. This dynamic process is crucial. It's not about a static judgment, but an ongoing evaluation based on the systematic study of the past. The consensus among scholars, built on robust evidence and interpretation, is what ultimately solidifies a figure's place in the historical narrative, distinguishing rigorous analysis from mere anecdote. Let's peel back another layer and look at the psychology behind this integrative thinking that defines a polymath. The ability to collect and analyze evidence to construct narratives, as history does, requires a mind that doesn't just see individual facts, but understands their interconnections, their causes, and their contexts. For a polymath like Leonardo da Vinci, this implies an exceptional capacity for synthesis and pattern recognition. It's about constantly asking why and how, seeking out relevant background conditions and causal mechanisms, rather than simply accepting surface-level information. This isn't just about raw intelligence. It's about a particular cognitive style. It involves a willingness to challenge assumptions, to move beyond established frameworks, and to constantly seek new information. Think of it as intellectual elasticity, the mental agility to pivot between different modes of thought, from artistic creativity to scientific rigor. This psychological trait allows for the kind of comprehensive understanding that generates groundbreaking insights, not just within one discipline, but across the entire spectrum of human endeavor, leading to truly transformative impact, which is often what we attribute to genius. So how does this translate into actionable insights for the modern world, especially in business? In an increasingly complex and interconnected global economy, the polymathic mindset is more valuable than ever. Businesses today aren't just looking for specialists. They're looking for leaders who can understand the causes, contexts, and consequences of decisions across multiple domains. Just as history seeks to provide a comprehensive understanding of events, successful business leaders need to understand market dynamics, technological shifts, human psychology, and even cultural nuances. Think about it. The ability to integrate perspectives from several sources to develop a coherent strategy is essentially the business equivalent of historical research. Leaders who can blend insights from finance, marketing, product development, and organizational psychology are the ones who can navigate uncertainty and drive true innovation. They don't just see departments, they see an interconnected system, much like a polymath views the world. This holistic approach, rooted in broad inquiry, allows for more robust problem-solving and strategic foresight, crucial for navigating today's rapidly changing landscape and creating lasting value. It's critical to address the nuances and complexities of labeling someone the greatest genius in history. The definition of history itself highlights debates. Is its main aim theoretical, to uncover truth, or practical, to learn lessons? And is it a social science or part of the humanities, with its reliance on subjective interpretation? These debates directly impact how we view greatness. A historical narrative, after all, is a representation of the past, a cultural product involving active interpretation and reconstruction. This means that the greatest label isn't a static, unchangeable truth, but can shift as new evidence emerges or as societal values and interpretations evolve. What one era considers paramount, another might reevaluate. The history research mentions pseudo-history, which distorts records for ideological agendas. This reminds us to critically examine why certain figures are elevated. So while Leonardo da Vinci's status as an Italian polymath is a fact, the greatest genius part is a collective interpretation, a narrative constructed over time, reflecting how cultures choose to remember and celebrate their past, and what qualities they value most. So what's the actionable lesson we can extract from this deep dive into Leonardo da Vinci and the mechanics of historical genius? It's not about becoming the greatest genius, but about cultivating a mindset that history consistently recognizes as impactful. The polymathic approach, the systematic study of the past, as defined by history, involves collecting and analyzing evidence, understanding contexts, and uncovering causal mechanisms. These are not just academic pursuits, they are critical skills for any individual aiming for significant impact. Your actionable takeaway is this: actively pursue broad, interdisciplinary inquiry. Don't silo your learning. If you're in marketing, study psychology. If you're in tech, explore art and design. Seek to understand the why and how across different domains. Integrate perspectives. This isn't about superficial knowledge. It's about developing intellectual elasticity and a holistic understanding, much like a historian reconstructs events. By embracing the polymathic spirit, you'll not only enhance your problem-solving abilities and innovative capacity, but also ensure your contributions are richer, more adaptable, and ultimately, more likely to create a lasting legacy. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, hit that subscribe button. New discoveries every Tuesday and Friday. Until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring.